Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time for this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles in the free battle in Battle Spot. So, of course, as always, there's a link in the description to yesterday's team building video if you want to go back and check that out. I'm going to talk over my strategies, movesets, held items, and my ideas for the Pokemon this week. The team captain, as I mentioned in that video, is Mega Swampert Skippy. He's going to get that nice swift swim ability, going to boost his speed in the rain, and if you want to see what else the team has coming to the plate, you can check that video out. You're going to see all the items and the basic strategies. With all that being said, you can check that out if you want, but right now we're going to get into those Omega Ruby rotation battles and see how well we do on the field of battle in our final, I believe, Team Captain Mega Evolution themed rotation battle. So now let's begin. The Skippy squad is going up against an opponent from Fukuoka, Japan, and the team looking like we got level 50s pretty much, all but 2 have held items. Some pretty powerful Pokemon too. This looks almost World Championship style. We see a Rotom Wash, Garchomp, Aegislash, and Kangaskhan. Those are all the held items. Also a Suicune and a Porygon 2. Interesting, Porygon 2 doesn't have an item. Usually I believe they would have the Eviolite. But regardless, we do see a potential Mega Kangaskhan, which could definitely be a problem. Now, what I want to lead with, I do see a good amount, or half the team I suppose, could be physical attackers. I'm going to lead with Bullwinkle for the Intimidate. And of course, Skippy, the Mega Evolution team captain, is choice number 2. And he's going to have to work well with Smartie the Noctowl with that Damp Rock Rain Dance combo. For the remainder of the opponents, well, there's not much Skippy could do to the Rotom Wash or the Suicune. The rest he'd be okay against once we get the rain up. So, those two. Unfortunately, we do not have a Grass-type attack. Now, Bullwinkle could Wild Charge that Suicune. But how can we deal with the Rotom Wash? I think we're just going to go for some straight-up power attacks. And that being the case, I think Keaton the Heracross is the way to go. So he is choice number 4. This battle's getting underway. Now, I chose random music. Which is this? I think this might be... It's not Giratina. Anyway, regardless, it's some epic legendary encounter music. As we see the Garchomp, Suicune, and Rotom Wash. So fortunately, we are going to get the Intimidate on that Garchomp. Alright, so the obvious play would be for me to go into Skippy and go for an Ice-type attack. But they could switch in either the Rotom Wash or Suicune. That being the case, if they do that, I imagine we're not going to see an electric move from that Rotom, so it gives us a free turn to go into our Noctowl and get the Rain Dance up. You know what? No, actually, I want to get Mega Evolution in play first and then Rain Dance, that way we can maximize the number of turns we make use of that. So we're going to Mega Evolve and Protect with Skippy, first of all. Just make sure we can get that Mega Evolution off without taking damage. They stay active with the Garchomp. Alright, the Mega Evolution. So, I'm pretty sure that means the Garchomp didn't Mega Evolve, because since it's faster for sure, we would have seen that happen first. Protect activates, we're going to be safe for 1 turn, as the Garchomp goes for an Earthquake. So now, we're free to go into our Noctowl and go for the Rain Dance. Again, I don't think they would try to go for an electric move from that Rotom, so this should give us a free turn to get the rain up. The opponent brings up the Suicune. Now, of course, the rain will benefit them as well. And they go for a Toxic on our Noctowl. Probably hoping to get some poison off on that Swampert, of course. But the rain is now active. Alright. They probably figure the Suicune is the best one to take a water move from Swampert. Either that or the Rotom. So what I'm going to do is go into Bullwinkle, go for the Wild Charge. If the Garchomp comes up and goes for a ground-type move, of course we did Intimidate it, so I think Bullwinkle should be fine. So we're going to go with that Wild Charge attack. I should have tried Headbutt though, that would be the neutral way to go. But let's see how much this does to the Suicune. They're pretty defensive. But 1 more of those will actually take it down. And the Calm Mind. Now, of course, we can easily Wild Charge and take that thing down. But would they want to try to save this? It's possible. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and rotate into our Mega Swampert and go for that rain boosted waterfall. Because they must know one more wild charge will drop their calm minding Suicune. They actually stay active. Okay, let's see how much this is going to do. One more waterfall will bring it down too. They go an Ice Beam. How much will this do to us? It's neutral. We easily deal with that. So pretty much anything I go for. In fact, I'm going to go into Bullwinkle and go Headbutt right now. That is definitely going to drop this Suicune. And if anything else comes up, we could possibly flinch it. The Garchomp might outspeed us, however. But I doubt the Rotom would be able to. They don't want to save the Suicune, they let it fall with the Headbutt. Alright, that's one down on their side. The rain is probably going to end pretty soon at this point. The final Pokemon we see is that Kangaskhan. Now, I want to intimidate this if possible, but you know, I think the best idea, I'm going to let Bullwinkle take a hit here. We are going to see a Fake Out, I'm pretty sure. But either way, we're just going to go with the Headbutt attack. There is Mega Evolution, of course. And there's a Kangaskhan on a team. 9 times out of 10, you can predict that to be the Mega Evolution. So do we see that Fake Out? That is right there. The reason I don't want to swap out and bring in Keaton, his Focus Sash is going to break. Alright, we did flinch. The rain is still up though. The question is, will our Mega Swampert with Swift Swim outspeed? Because if so, we're getting a pretty powerful waterfall off right now. No, they actually go for... Okay, Sucker Punch. That's a speed priority move anyway. Now, they're getting a lot of critical hits with that Mother Kangaskhan. But now, let's see how much this is going to do. Well, we can get some good damage off on that. Yeah, one more of those will drop it, but if they go Sucker Punch, that is the problem. What we're going to do at this point, I'm going to bring up Bullwinkle, and I want to get the HP back, so we're going to rest away. You're free to Sucker Punch if you like, but it's going to fail this time. So we get a nice full heal, then we'll be free to go for the Headbutt. In fact, if they're going to try Sucker Punch again, this might give us a free swap in to Keaton. I'm going to do that. So we're going to pull Bullwinkle back. And Keaton comes in. Hopefully he won't take a hit and lose that Focus Sash. That'll give us a free turn to get some good damage off on whatever they have active. So let's see. They might be rotating after this here. I don't know if it shows the rotation before or after switching. But let's find out. We do see the rotation, so we are going to take a hit, unfortunately. Well, not so much a hit, but we're taking a Will-O-Wisp, which is also pretty bad. That being the case, all we can really go for is counter. It's the only thing that's going to get off a decent amount of damage thanks to our attack stat being dropped from the burn. The rain has fallen. I wonder if this means I should go into Skippy. Because I can go for the Rain Dance again, but they could go for an electric move. You know what? Smartie has enough HP left. I think he can handle that. We want to get that rain back up. Here comes Kangaskhan. They're going to Sucker Punch. They're going to try, but they're going to fail. The rain's back up. Now here's the question. Will Sucker Punch activate if we go for counter? I don't know. I want to give this a try. Even if we don't win this match, I want to figure this out. Of course, if they do Sucker Punch our Heracross, it is resistant, and it's not going to do that much damage. But let's just see if the counterattack... No! I want to slow this Kangaskhan down even more. I'm going to Rock Tomb it. Could have gone Bulldoze, but of course that Rotom could have come up. Sucker Punch, that is fine. We resist that nicely. Giving us a good turn to get the Rock Tomb off. So we do connect and drop the speed of this Kangaskhan. If only we had something like Aqua Jet or Quick Attack, we can get the KO. Or actually, I think Sucker Punch has increased priority above those moves. So Keaton is the best Pokemon to take any Sucker Punches because of his resistance to it. But I'm going to go ahead. Now it shows the switch happens before the rotation, so therefore we are free to go into Bullwinkle right now and get the Intimidate off on this Kangaskhan. There we go. So we're going to drop the attack stat as we've already dropped the speed stat as well. If they go Sucker Punch, it's going to fail because we swapped instead of attacking. Come on, let's see you waste that Sucker Punch, PP. There you go. So now at this point, I don't want to risk losing our Noctowl to an electric move from that, what would you call it? Rotom. Why couldn't I think of the name? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep Bullwinkle up. We're just going to go with a basic headbutt attack. There we go, we outspeed, and we drop the Mega Kangaskhan with a nice headbutt. 2 Pokemon left on the opposing side. So here we see the Garchomp. Skippy's HP is not super great. He probably won't survive a hit, but with the rain up, hopefully he's going to outspeed. I'm just going to bring in Skippy and go for a waterfall attack. Actually, the Rotom comes up, so it's going to take this pretty nice. But we might cause a flinch, of course. Actually didn't take that nice at all. But it has a Rocky Helmet, which is unfortunate. Electro Web, of course, has no effect on ground types. So, since it has Rocky Helmet, I think, you know what? I'm going to allow Skippy to fall. He's going to take the Rotom down with him, or get some good damage off on the Garchomp. So, you are falling to this, unfortunately, Skippy. The recoil from the Rocky Helmet is a little too much for you. But you took down a pretty tough Pokemon that we wouldn't be able to deal with that well otherwise. As the Rotom falls, all that's left is Garchomp. Of course, it is not Mega, because we already saw Mega Kangaskhan. Keaton comes in next. So, can't really go for the counter. I want to slow this thing down too. I'm going to go with the Bulldoze for more accuracy. We actually outspeed anyway? I wouldn't have thought so, actually. But here we see an Earthquake, which we do resist. Now we're going to go with a close combat, because we're about to lose Keaton regardless. Let's get off as much damage as we possibly... Well, wait. No, let's actually go for a headbutt from Bullwinkle. Try and preserve a 3-0 win if we can. We might cause a flinch with this. Rough skin, that's okay, we got full HP. And it goes for the Outrage. I don't think we're going to take this one. Although we did Intimidate it though. Yes, that's right. Rain is done. We're going to go ahead and headbutt once more. Playing for the flinch, but even if we don't knock this out or flinch it, we can get Keaton up here and go for a powerful close combat to finish it up. There we see Outrage does connect, breaks through a flinch, and brings down Bullwinkle. But as I say, I'm fairly certain Keaton can drop this with the close combat, even though he is burned. We're about to find out right now. Close combat away, Heracross. And we connect, and the Garchomp does fall. Rough skin almost takes down Keaton, but he does survive, and we win a 2-0 victory over the opponent. Interesting match. I had fun with this one. Well played. The Skippy Squad's final opponent for the week is from Me Japan, and their team is looking like pretty decent power. All level 50, all withheld items. We see a Volcanion, Zygarde, 50% form, Groudon, possible Primal. There's a Yveltal, a Xerneas, and Aegislash. So there is going to be a Primal Groudon. And if the opponent knows rotation battles like I do, they're going to have to lead with that in order to get use of the Desolate Land. So, assuming they're going to lead with that Groudon, what do you want to deal with that? I'm thinking I'm going to go with Heracross, Keaton. No, you know what? I'm going to lead with Bullwinkle for the Intimidate. Now, I might want to wait and leave Skippy as our 4th Pokemon, actually. Regardless, we do have to bring our Noctowl Smartie to get the Rain Dance up. And how can we deal with that Primal Groudon? Definitely not our Ninjask, and I don't think Whiskers the Persian can do too much, so I am going to bring Keaton as the 3rd Pokemon. Skippy will be our 4th, held in reserve. Let's see how well this goes. Of course, if we do see Desolate Land, we're not going to be able to get the Rain Dance up until they rotate that Groudon out. So what I want to do is drop the attack with the Intimidate, and if the Primal Groudon is active, I'm going to go ahead and bring Keaton up. However, we do not see it in the active spot. So Desolate Land is not going to be a problem. Now we'll drop the physical attack of this Steam, what is it, Steam Eruption that this thing can use? Alright, so it is weak to Electric. But first, I'm going to bring Keaton up and go for the Bulldoze, which is also super effective, and is going to drop the speed of whatever is in the active spot, unless they bring up the Aegislash and go King Shield. So let's see, we do rotate into Keaton, and the Groudon actually comes up. So, we're going to slow that down for whatever good it's going to do us, which is hardly anything. And Fisher! Well, I wanted to get Skippy in here somehow. I guess that's a way to go. But the Focus Sash, which I forgot about, we hang in there. If only I had countered that turn. That would have been sweet. Alright, so I think now, since we know this thing has Fisher, I'm going to go into our Flying type, and I want to put the Reflect up, actually. We don't need to get the Rain up just yet. Alright, do they go for another Fisher attack? Are they going to be that sneaky? They're going to go Eruption. Well, it's not Stab, plus we just put up our physical defensive wall. There we go. Alright, of course the best way to deal with that would be if we could get Skippy in, but I don't want him to take a hit if not necessary, so I'm going to go with a Psychic attack from our Noctowl. Looks like they might be rotating at this point. Yeah, they're going to go into the Steel type, which will resist this, unfortunately. Oh, it doesn't really matter, they go King Shield. So fortunately, we don't lose any attack set on our so physically offensive Noctowl. Reflect is up. I think now we can just start going for some headbutts. Now, if the Aegislash stays active, that could be a problem. In fact, I still think Bulldoze might be the way to go. Now, we might lose Keaton, and he's already at 1 HP, so if we lose him, it's not that big of a deal. But first things first, I actually want to get the Rain up now. Prepare for when Skippy does come in. Oh, they're going to go Shadow Sneak? They might have been expecting me to rotate. Oh, they're just faster? How is that possible? Alright, anyway, get the Rain Dance up. Alright, will they go King Shield again? I want to go for the Roost, get back the HP. But they could Fisher, and I need to keep Smartie in here. But the chances are they're not going to try Fishering if I have a Flying type. They might not be expecting Roost. If they do, these guys are really good. Shadow Sneak does not affect us, of course. We get a nice Roost attack off. Now, Sacred Sword is going to be very powerful against our Bullwinkle. Sorry, our Tauros Bullwinkle. Shadow Sneak is going to drop Keaton. Either way, I'm okay with one of my Pokemon falling. Because, as I say, I want to get Skippy in freely without taking damage along the way. So I'm going to go ahead and Bulldoze with Keaton. If you want to Shadow Sneak, you're welcome to. No, up comes the Groudon. Going to try to Fisher us again. Going to finish what you started. So this thing is so slow, it's not a problem whatsoever at this point. And Focus Blast. Alright, a nice little light tap to bring down our Heracross. Sorry, Keaton. But you did pretty good surviving that Fisher thanks to your Focus Sash. This gives us a free shot to bring in our Swampert. Now, knowing that they might go for Fisher, I might want to actually go into Smartie and Psychic. I want to weaken this Groudon up a little bit more, and then I can go for the Mega Evolution Earthquake. But I want this thing at least halfway down. So let's go ahead and do that. Smartie is going to be immune to that Fissure. And the only thing that would resist the Psychic is the Aegislash. But if it stays in Blade form, at least its defenses are down. If it goes into King Shield, of course, not going to damage it regardless. Now, I believe the ability of Volcanion is Water Absorb, so I don't want to try Waterfall just yet until we can deal with that. So that's below half. Oh, nice critical hit. And we lower the special defense. And Fissure, of course, does nothing. So I'm going to go into Skippy right now and Protect as we Mega Evolve. I'm expecting the Aegislash might come up in King Shield at this point. I want to use up that turn of their defenses. Oh, actually, the Volcanion comes up. This is perfect. We're going to have a chance to get the Mega Evolution, and we can freely go for Earthquake, because even if the Aegislash goes King Shield, Earthquake is not a physically connecting move, therefore we won't lose our attack stat when it protects against it. Let's see what the Volcanion goes for. The Steam Eruption attack, of course. So now we're free to go for the Earthquake attack from our Mega Swampert. How much we're going to do to anything that comes up. Here comes the Groudon. Let's do this. Come on, you must get the KO at this point. We've super trained for this. It hangs in there, but we dodge the Fissure. Earthquake it is. That is the play to make. I'm expecting we're going to see King Shield, but that is perfectly fine if they do that. No, they're going to forfeit, so we actually pick up a win off of that one. Some nice strategies, but well played, and it was a fun one. So, that wraps up our rotation battles for this week, with Skippy and his squad claiming victories in all of our matches this time around, allowing newcomer Smartie to gain the green glow of victory, while we see Skippy is Mega Evolved in the group now. We actually had a third match this week as well, but that one also ended in a forfeit by the opponent, and it was a little too short-lived to really add much to this video, so I decided not to include that. But with that, this does officially bring an end to our series of Mega Evolution Team Captain rotation battles here on the channel. I would like to give a nice shout out to each and every one of my Mega Evolution Pokemon, as you can see them all here, for, to the best of my recollection, not a single week went by in which we didn't earn a win using the strategies that I planned out and that these guys executed with such skill and expertise along the way. Congratulations to all my Pokemon who competed in these battles, you all fought incredibly well. However, as you may notice, not every Pokemon here has the victorious green glow yet. This means that our time spent in the Omega Ruby rotation battles has not yet come to an end. So starting next week, I'm going to be doing a few more weeks of follow-up rotations until every Pokemon in my collection has had a shot at this battle format. So the remaining Pokemon are Heads the Dodrio, Snapper the Totodile, Egbert the Togetic, Burrow the Ninjask, and Canuck the Beeberl. Also, there's Shelbert the Squirtle, Cliff the Clefairy, and Bukemon the Hariyama, who have previously met defeat in these rotations. And I definitely want to give them one more shot at claiming victory before we call it a close. So if any of you out there have any requests for which of these Pokemon you'd like to see included for next week's team, just let me know which ones by leaving a comment down below, along with any of my previously victorious Pokemon that you might like to see battling alongside them for next week. With that, I'm going to end off this video now. I want to say thank you everybody for checking out this week's rotation battles, and I'll catch you next time.